Let's say this book was sent out to every parent in Australia. Okay, every single one of them got it in the mail. Let's say that happened. I'm absolutely convinced 999 out of 1,000 parents, and I do not believe that's an exaggeration, would get this book and they would put it in the shredder. They would not let their kids see it. Okay, that's what I believe would happen. Now, 1 in 1,000 will. Okay, so you're talking about bringing in this, you know, this big sort of, you know, censorship thing to prevent that 1 in 1,000, because 1 in 1,000 parents will say, hey, look at this 8-year-old child. Check this stuff out.
I don't accept the premise, John.
No,
I'm not sure that it matters if it's only a few kids being harmed.
It's
kind of like a law against pedophilia. If it was only 1 in 1,000, it would be too many.
But do you think the law is going to prevent it?
I think the vast number of people who vote for the Greens are going to love this book, and a significant number of people who vote for the Labor Party love this book. These people are absolutely captured by queer theory and this radical gender ideology, which is included in this book, teaching. Like they don't even talk about boys and girls in this book. They talk about penis owner and vagina owner. It's appalling. And this is the kind of people who dominate SBS and ABC and their viewing audience, the readers of the Fairfax papers. And I think it's, John, I think it's naive to think only 1 in 1,000 people are going to buy or accept and promote the content in this book.
I reckon you're right that there will. I don't think many Labor Party voters at all will like this book. Now, if there's any supporters of any political party that will say, yeah, this is great, it will be Greens. Now, but I think it'll be a very small minority of them, because you know what makes people turn to the right side of the political spectrum more than anything else? It's not what suburb they live in. It's not what occupation there is. It's not even so much their age. It's having a child, giving you once you have a child, and this is why people vote for the Greens. Their votes are almost always under the age of 30. Now, what happens at the age of 30? And then they start becoming Labor voters and Liberal voters when they get older. What happens? They have a child. They've got an investment in the next generation. It wises them up. It wises them up. They understand a lot more about the world when they have a beautiful little child. And even poor parents, poor in terms of bad parents, everyone instinctively loves their children and they really want the best for their children. Their children becomes the focus of their life. And so I'm absolutely convinced that it'll be 1 in 1,000 will say, hey, look, check this out, it's great. Okay, now, but if that's happening, so you're asking for a censorship law to prevent that 1 in 1,000. Now, that's still a lot of kids. I accept that there's a lot of kids in a country of 25 million people, and it's a tragedy every single time it happens. This book can't do anything good for anybody. I'm with you on that, Dave. But then, if we then come in and set up a government arm to sort of prevent people reading this book, well, guess what? It's going to circulate anyway. That's what's going to happen. So we're going to still have the same problem.
John, let me
we're going to have the same problem, but then we're going to have made the government even bigger in the process.